Hi, so this is the Lucas Oil Fuel Injector Cleaner, and I would say right off the bat, the first time I put this in, I had an all-time high in my fuel economy. So I keep track of my fuel economy using Fuelly.com, where I've been keeping track for basically the last 8 months. And so when I first put this in, my car typically goes about 21 miles per gallon. Whereas when I put this in, I had 23.5 miles per gallon. Now that's a little bit of an extreme. So for that trip, I would say 60% of my travel was highway miles. And typically when I do the same type of trip, I would get 21 miles per gallon. Whereas when I added this in, I got nearly 23.5 miles per gallon. I'll show you the chart at the end of this video. But I would say this is on Amazon.com, there is about 600 to 700, 4.5 star reviews. And I find that my engine has been running more smoothly with this. So what I do is I actually use this, and I use it 6 tanks in a row just to give my fuel injectors a good cleaning. So I would put it in 6 fill-ups, and what I do is when my tank is about 20-25% near empty, what I do is I put this in. I put 5 to 6 ounces in, and then I would fill it up. My tank is basically a 12-gallon tank. So what they recommend here is they recommend about 1 ounce for every 3 gallons. So when I put mine in, I'm putting 5 ounces for 5 times 3, 15 gallons. Just to cover it really good, even though my tank itself is only 12 gallons. Now, I would say this is, so I have the gallon here, and the gallon costs between probably $21 to $28, and I'll have the links to Amazon.com where I got it from. And this bottle here is as you can see, is a 1 quart bottle, and this is about $8.5, $9. Whereas the gallon itself, as you can see here, the gallon itself is roughly 3.5, 4 quarts. I think it's closer to 4 quarts. So you actually do get a lot more savings from using this gallon. Now what I do is I buy this bottle just so I have something as a fill-up, something to fill it up and dispense. Now I don't actually stick this nozzle into my gas tank. Is what I do is I buy one of these small bottles. Now this is a gum out, but I bought this specifically for the bottle and for a measurement. So what I typically do here is I measure it out to, and these things are 6 ounces, so I'm able to estimate a lot better. So what I do here is I will just fill it up using this, and I'll leave it in my car so that when I do need to fill up, what I do is, as you can see, that's about 5 ounces. So when I fill up this way, I keep this in my car so it's nice and handy, and I don't have to carry these open bottles because this will leak. It's just a cut-off nozzle there. So I have this all ready, basically to use in my car whenever I do a fill-up. So that's the purpose of this bottle. Is I basically just bought the gum out for the bottle itself. And because when you buy it, the 6 ounce fills up to here, and all I need is 5 ounces. It's a good estimate. And what else do I have? Can I say about this? Is you won't see the gains if you're doing a lot of city driving, but at the same time is you're not using this necessarily for just the fuel, the fuel gains, but also to clean your injectors. So that's what I bought this for, is to clean my injectors and to use as a fuel conditioner. As you can see, it says neutralizes poor quality fuel. and it can be used in diesel also. So let me just show you some of the wording here. So it says treatment's 100 gallons, gasoline or diesel fuel. And as you can see here, this gallon bottle treats over 400 gallons. So it is 4 times, so I suppose 4 quarts equals a gallon. As you can see with this, it is made in the good old USA. As you can see right here, made in USA. Fuel injectors and carburetor cleaner. So cleans, lubricates injectors, fuel pumps, valves, seats, compression rings, combustion chamber, carburetor, upper cylinder walls. And just going here, same thing you saw on the other end. And that's really it. That's all I wanted to show you, and I will show you the chart of my historical driving and fuel economy at the end of this video. So I want to show you some of the mileage difference here after using the Lucas Oil. So you'll notice I use this website called Fuelly.com, and every time I fill up, I'll update this site on my fuel economy, how much miles I've driven using a full tank of gas, for example. So here is the chart, and let me show you the entire chart of my all-time fill-ups. And you'll notice this is where I started using Lucas Oil. And when I first started using Lucas Oil, it can't be a coincidence, but it was my highest mileage ever, which was 23.58 miles per gallon. And you'll notice my previous high was 22.7 and 22.9. So it did give me a half gallon advantage in fuel economy here, or an extra half a mile per gallon in fuel economy on average, which is basically an extra probably half a gallon. But you'll notice here I have just my normal my normal driving, and this is probably because in the winter I'm using extra heat, or I am actually warming up my car, so I have less fuel economy. But also in this case, and in all of the cases where they've peaked, I've had more highway miles than I have sort of driving little roads, for example. So this is a good measure of all the other comparisons, and I mean all the other peaks that you see here. But you know, definitely after I've started using Lucas Oil, it did go to my all-time high. And this is only because I keep track of this, so I knew that it was from the Lucas Oil, as my habits really didn't change you know, too much. But that's really what I wanted to show. And again, most of the time when you're using Lucas Oil, you'll only see the mileage, the extra miles, by if you were driving the highway miles versus driving little roads. For example, here I drove little roads and you don't see any difference. But that is not my main purpose of the reason why I got the Lucas Oil. It was really for the cleaning of the fuel injectors and also the carburetors and the carbon that was in my engine. But that's really it. You know, I hope this helped, and thank you for watching.